Great. There you go.
My house is remote. Okay.
Perfect. You're all set.
My house the swamp cooler does well in the studio, not in our previous space. But I thought that was well, I'm thinking about it this week. I'm so glad.
Okay, we will get started. And we'll start seated. Sit how you want to. Blanket under you if that helps. Yeah, just kind of let the shoulders do a little circling, shimmying, any playful movement through the shoulders. And then shake out those hands and arms. And then let the arms and shoulders just rest as you begin to lift the heart and lift the crown of the head. Deep breath. Drop the shoulders as you exhale. We're just going to slow down and settle into your space. And just doing an inventory down into the rest of your body. Bring your attention, maybe even your hands, onto the belly area. And just gently with the musculature, draw the belly and the organs in towards the spine. And then breathing into the hands. So you might expand into the hands as you inhale and draw the muscles in towards the spine as you exhale. Good. Resting the arms again. Do some bottom circles with your head. So you're not going to go up and back, but just side, forward, over to the other side. That bottom part, bottom half of a circle, slow as you want. And then we'll stop at center and add the reach forward and rounded back. Tailbone forward like you're sitting cat. And then inhaling, lift the heart, reach back, we'll open the eyes and press those arms onto the floor behind you. You can kind of lift up through the chest as you drop the arms and shoulders down. And then we're going to take just the right arm across your chest, hug it in and over, and a little playful movement through that shoulder. Great, shake it out. Try out that left arm across your chest, hug it in and over. And then that playful movement. Breathe and shake it out. So now we're going to take our legs in front of us, come off any blanket, and we're just going to do that hip rotation. So widen the feet, wider than the mat. Hands behind you for support. Knees one way. Do they want to go to the floor or not? Stop at your sweet spot. And just side to side slowly onto one sitting bone and then the other. Maybe one or two more. Great. And then next time the knees are to the right, keep the knees over to your right, stack the legs however you want. So you're on the right hip. Walk your hands over to the right and then back behind you. Engage those belly muscles. Into the spine and over towards the back of your mat. Soften for a moment. Is this good enough, or do you want to go a little bit further? If the left hand wants to reach back there or to the opposite shoulder, that can add a little bit. Rest your jaw. Excellent. And then as you unwind, rest your hands, bring the knees up and over to the left, onto the left hip. Walk your hands over to the left and then over towards the back of your mat. Belly's drawing in and over to the left now. Nice. Find a good stopping point to hold and breathe. Adding that right arm if you want to. Excellent. As you unwind, we're going to come back to sit on the blanket. And this time, what I want you to do is have right heel in at the groin and left leg out, extending to the side. Yeah, so you three will be opposite of me. Right heel in at the groin, left leg out to your side, and that can be at whatever angle diagonal you want. Circle that left foot. Great. And then other direction. Excellent. Now squeeze that front thigh on the straight leg, pressing the back of the knee into the floor. Spread out the toes. Just really strengthen that straight leg as much as possible. And then we're going to do the heart reaching forward. Torso goes with it. So you get a stretch through that inner thigh on that straight leg. You might also feel it in the bent knee through that hip too. If you want to rest down further and do a little wag of your tail, just find your sweet spot there. You might feel it in the straight leg more. You might feel it in the bent leg more. Shake out your head for a moment. Excellent. And then as we come back upright, we're going to bend that straight leg and take left hand on the left foot and reach it up. Now bring it out to your left side first. And the knee might not straighten, or it might. Find it where it feels the best. And then bring it in front of you. If you want to do both hands, that feels more secure. Hold how you want to. Awesome. And then we'll bring that heel in front of the groin and extend your other leg. Yeah. Once you're settled there, do those foot circles. I am getting geared up to do the chakra class again in some fashion. It's not planned yet. Circle the other way. And then spreading out the toes, press that straight leg down, activate the thigh muscles. And as much strength in that straight leg as possible. And then we'll reach the heart and the torso forward. Hands can walk forward till you get a stretch down that inner thigh, through the hips. You can drop down if you want or shake out the head. And then inhaling back up. Welcome, Jenny. And then we're going to take that knee, bend it, and take right hand on the right foot. Reach it out to the side first. Yeah. And then out in front of you, you can switch to both hands if you want. Great. And release. All right, we're going to come to hands and knees. Bakia had a fall, and injured her knee, so that's why she's not coming. Yeah. She came to, I got her in for a massage yesterday, which was good. And so it's not too swollen, it's healing. But she'll probably be back next week. All right. So let's tense up the palms to straighten out those wrists. Left foot and back first, toes curled under, slightly engaged. Yeah, there you go, belly up to the spine. And then we're just going to rock forward and back, rolling through that left foot. Excellent. As you bring that knee back next to the other one, drop onto your elbows, wiggle your fingers, let them rest. Before we do the other side, you're just going to do these leg lifts out to the sides, keeping the knee bent, one leg, then the other leg. Great. And then when that feels enough and you're even, come back up onto your hands, do those tented up palms, shoulders away from the ears, long neck. Right leg is going to go in back, toes curled under, and then you can do that roll through the foot, rocking forward and back. Excellent. And when that's enough, again, come down onto your forearms, wiggle out the fingers and drop the head, let it rest. Good. Now, what we're going to do is press the elbows and the shoulders down, out of the ears, towards the floor. Belly is going to draw up to the spine. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to do right leg back, left leg back, plank, forearm plank. Then left knee back under you, right knee back under you. And we're going to do that a few times slowly, okay? So you can do right, left, right, left, and then maybe we'll switch. Left, right, left, right. So you're trying to keep your hips where they are, not going majorly up, majorly down. Elbows and shoulders pressing down, belly drawing up the whole time. And this is more challenging than it looks. Good. And then maybe that's enough. Maybe you want to do one more. Good. And then you can rest the hips back towards child's pose. Stack your hands under your forehead and rest. Big sigh and relax. Now, as you come up, we're going to move the blanket to the back of your mat, like the back third, perhaps. And we're going to do the inchworm abs to axolotl. I'm probably just going to keep that, Jenny. I did see the pictures. You guys have to Google axolotl to see the little amphibious creature. So this is what we're going to do. They are really cute. So the inchworm abs. Now this is a lot of work for the shoulders as well as the abdominals. But I want you to focus on relaxing the hands and fingers while you're releasing the abs and the shoulders. So watch for a moment. From that same position, you're going to walk out. That's the inchworm abs part till you're hovering above the floor. And your fingers are totally resting. And then you're going to walk back. Now, if you want added challenge, you can walk forward to the hover. You could drop down, barely touching the floor, and then re-engage. So just play with that and walking out maybe 2 or 3 times out and back. Okay. Just keeping the shoulders drawing down away from the ears. Feet can stay on the floor. It's probably better on the kneecaps. If they want to lift up, they can, but they really don't need to. Are your fingers relaxing? Can you stay relaxed through the hands and the fingers? Deep breath. While you're hovering, it's training the abdominals to help your lower back. Good. And then you might start to feel that through the shoulder down into the triceps. Yeah. And then when you're ready to rest, you can just come to kneeling, sitting on heels, or child's pose again. And then a couple of deep breaths wherever you choose to rest. Excellent. And then we're going to do our side stretch. So the hips can be as far back over the heels as you want, or if the knees prefer, they can stay over the knees. Either way, you're going to bring your hands and arms to the left. Outer right hip draws back as you keep reaching. Right hand might want to go in front of the left. Find that stretch down the right side body. Breathe into it, expand, and then soften. Great. Now we're going to come back to hands and knees. Before we do the other side, take that right arm and bring it onto the floor over to the opposite side. We'll stretch out that shoulder and arm we were just using. As much upper back twist as you want. Good. And then inhaling back up to hands and knees, lengthen that head forward like a turtle. Hands and arms over to the right side now for that left side body stretch. Draw the outer left hip back as you lengthen the arms and reach, especially through the left arm. Excellent. And then as you come back to hands and knees, we'll use the left arm this time down on the floor, over to the opposite side with the shoulder, as much upper back twist as you want. Breathe. And then as you come back, you can play with your cat-cow at hands and knees, the rounding of the back, and the opening of the belly, front torso area. Good. And then we'll do one more time when we drop the elbows down and rest forearms in the hands, elbows and shoulders again under the ears. You can drop the head if you want to. And this time we'll do our leg kicks up and back. So straight up, keeping the knee bent, just lifting that foot to the sky. And as you do that, it opens the front hip, the front thigh. Excellent. And then we'll slowly meet back at hands and knees. We'll take the starfish hands, palms smushing into the floor, and then curling the toes under, find your downward dog. Play with the heel lifting up and down, belly and heart towards the legs. And then you can walk your hands and feet together, moving the blanket to one side. And you can come on up slowly to standing. Excellent. Warm up. Cool. You look so tan, even more tan than Florida. Really? Out recently? Well, look at my garden, but I started somewhere else. I'm just soaking in vitamin D. Yeah, I love the sun. Oh, yeah. I'm a sun worshiper. I'm a sun worshiper. Yeah, I don't know. I like the sunscreen. I wear sunscreen, but I like to get brown too. Okay, let's see if you guys can see my hands if I reach up. Weird. Well, they're in water most of the time, and yeah, we have to move our little limbs around a little bit more. Just look like the pictures. Axolotl. AXO. ATL. I can't. If you start to Google it, it'll pop up. I'll email you all some pictures. Yeah, Carol's seen them too. Okay, so just take your feet hip distance, and we'll do that strengthening of the quads. Press front thighs towards the back, and then as you grow tall up through the crown of the head, you can notice sometimes our natural stance with some people is a little bit forward, and other people's natural stance is a little bit back. So you want to be centered right now, shoulders right over the hips. You can roll the shoulders back and down. And as you root the legs down into the earth, as you breathe, as you inhale, just do a little lift of the arms. You might think of being like a sleeping bird. Their wings slightly bringing up with the breath. Couple more. One more deep breath. Excellent. And then separate the feet a little bit, hip distance, or a little bit wider, and reach to the sides, belly drawing in towards the spine. And we're going to do kind of a standing abdominal exercise, where with the abdominals, you're trying to shear and shift your ribs to one side. So if you need to bend the knees softly here, that's fine. Excellent. Now lift the left arm up, dropping the right arm. Grounding the legs again, just take a simple side stretch. Good. Now take the right arm up and give that hand a pull. A little bit more stretch. Might feel it more through the lats and the shoulder. Nice. Rest. And then right arm up, left arm down. Just that side stretch first. And then other hand comes up and grabs and assist. Pull up and over. Awesome. And then shake it out. Let's do our floppy arms. Let them go. Excellent. All right, so walk to the front of your mat. We'll do our Sun Salutations. Just move to the back. Okay, hands at the heart, thumbs at your sternum, that breastbone lifted up, shoulders down, rooting the legs down. Think of your legs together as one big tree trunk, equal weight in both feet. And then we'll inhale, reaching up. Exhale, dive it down. Inhale, extend. As you release, bend the knees and take your right foot back. Lunge. Now, as you stabilize the legs here, we're going to do those alternate arm lifts. Different balance each time. So whichever arm lifts, look over to that side if you can. Looking at the floor will always help you regain balance if needed. One more. Excellent. Now turning to the right, right heel drops down. Come on up. And then lunge that left knee straight ahead, veering a little bit more to the pinky toe side. Now, as you turn, your shoulders are going to stay over the hips. And you're just going to lift the arms up, proud chest. And can you soften the shoulders down from the ears and then reach front and back? If you turn and look over the left hand, you might get a little neck stretch, shoulder stretch. And then reverse it towards the back. Good. And then elbow on the lunging leg, right arm over ear is Parsvakonasana lateral angle pose. Can you lift the belly and heart towards the sky? When you're ready to come up, inhale up, root the legs down, and then back to the lunge. We're going back to our plank. Belly's drawing up. We're going to drop right elbow, then left elbow. Go back to that forearm plank. And then when you're tired, drop the hips and reach back, locust. Shoulder blades squeeze together. If your lower back's fine, this will feel good and open the belly. Just don't do this one if you have a lot of lower back tension. Rest, hands are going to stack under the forehead. Full exhalation will help you to soften. Release the buttocks. As you lift the head up, we're going to take Cobra. So hands come by the ribs, elbows hug in and back. And then you can curl the toes under up to downward dog. Shorten the stance if needed. Soft bend of the knees, step the right foot up so you get the ankle under the knee. And then we're doing those arm lifts. Look to the same side of the arm that's lifting up and find your balance. One more. Awesome. Now we're turning to the left, standing up, left heel grounds. Awesome. And then its right knee is going to lunge forward and towards the pinky toe. Once you've gone as deep as you want to, turn so the shoulders are right over the hips. Arms up, proud chest. And then with an exhalation, drop the shoulders down. Reach through the arms, front and back. Take a look over that right hand. Virabhadrasana 2. And then we'll reverse it, arms to the back. Now, right elbow can come lightly on the lunging leg and other arm over ear. Can you turn the belly and the heart upwards? Beautiful. Inhaling up and back to that lunge. Feet step up to the front, extend. Shake it out. And you can either hinge up or roll up. Nice. Shake it out or rest. So we'll just do some balance exercises before our next round. So you can always have a chair or a wall handy if you need something next to you. Starting with our Tadasana, legs straight and strong. Lifting up that left knee. Just hold it. Extend that leg out, even if it has to lower a little bit in front of you. Good. And then bring that foot up and back. You can grab foot or ankle to stretch that thigh out that was just working. And then you can either hold that or you can do your dancer's pose if you want to. Coming forward as much as the foot holds your arm back. Good. And then we'll meet back at Tadasana into both feet. Lift the pelvic floor, squeezing and lifting pelvic floor and lower belly. Tailbone towards the earth. But not jutting the hips forward. That sometimes prevents balance. A little bit of softness in the front hip creases. So we're going to now lift the right knee up. Hold. Now extend it forward, foot forward, straight leg. Hold. And then when it's tired out, swing back and grab that foot or ankle. That can be outer or inner, depending how much you want for your shoulder. And then it could draw back, foot drawing back, taking the arm with it. Excellent. When you release, you can just kick it out. Nice. And then we're going to take our hands. We're going to do thumbs to the back of the waist, fingers to the front. And then you're just going to drop, using the thumb as a hook, drop the heels of the hands. Stretch out that fleshy part of the thumb. Does that feel good? We all use the fleshy part of the thumb. Good. And then, just depending on your wrist, you can either do the finger pull back, or you can put your fingers up to the very waist area and then drop the heel of the hand, if it doesn't hurt. Either one. Good. And when you're done, just do that low diagonal reach, both arms. And then one at a time, drop the whole shoulder complex. You could also do a bit of a reach down and out to the side, but a decompression of the whole shoulder. Really sometimes do a nice release there from the top. And then we'll meet back at the front of our mat. Root those legs down, straight and strong. Before we do our next round, just do those little kicks to the side. Straight, strong leg. Awesome. And then soften the knees as you're upright and just do the hips back and forward a few times with soft knees. Great. And then we'll come into that middle zone, straightening the legs, squeeze those front thighs. Tadasana legs and palms together. Nice and tall. Rest the shoulders. And let's go for it. Inhale up. And exhale, dive it down. Inhale, extend. As you release, bending the knees, step the left foot down. Now, just simply lift the hips up as you drop the head. See how much that front leg wants to straighten. If you want to bring the toes up off the floor, it'll add a little bit of calf stretch. Great. And then we'll take the back foot about halfway up and then come on up to standing. So the hip bones are facing forward, short stance, wide enough for balance. So we are going to first do a high lunge as far apart as you want. Get a little stretch through the front hip flexors. And then we're going to bring the hands together, shift into the front foot, engage the belly muscles, and we're going to do the tap forward and back a few times. So all that weight's really in the right leg. Good, and then try a few to the side. Tap, tap. Excellent. And then you can step it back, just rest here. Excellent. Straighten both legs, squeezing and lifting the kneecaps. Reaching back, we're going to do right arm across and then left arm across, reaching for the elbows. Keep the legs straight, and as you come forward and down over that front leg, you stop at your sweet spot. Draw the outer right hip back. Inhaling up when you're ready. Maybe bend and straighten the elbows. Good. Low lunge. And back to plank. Now it's going to be left elbow down, right elbow down. Push the elbows and the shoulders down. Belly up. And then down to Sphinx when you're done. Stretch. Good. And now reach the arms out front. We're going to do that easy twist. It's like a twisted letter X. So bring your arms over to the left and keep your feet kind of glued to the floor momentarily. Left arm's going to go up and over. And if the feet have stayed where they are, you can drop that left knee and a little anchor. And then see where that arm wants to hang. What angle gives you the best stretch through the pecs? Does that make sense, Carol? You can modify it. Right. Just do as much as you want. Because if you want it more intense, you could even reach left foot and left hand in opposite directions, making that twisted X. Well, your foot would kind of stay where it is, but reach out to that side of the X. Well, we can't reach to the other side. And then, of course, you can come onto your belly whenever you're done with that side, and we'll try the other way. Twist. It is? Yeah, it's kind of upper and middle back twist. Unless you bring the knee up to the belly, you could then go into the lower back. But I like it for the pec stretch, the armpit area. So now when the arms are over to the right, keep the feet where they are, right arm up and over to the opposite side, like you're turning your chest to the sky. And then right knee could anchor to the floor a bit. And where do you want that arm? Play with the angle. Closer to the ear, further away from the ear. If you want to reach right hand and foot away from each other, that's optional. And breathe. Whenever that's enough, we'll just reset back on our bellies, hands under the forehead at center. And slightly tuck chin towards the chest to lengthen the back of the neck. Great. We'll come now to Cobra. Palms next to the ribs. You can tuck the toes under and we'll come up to downward dog. Nice. A few deep breaths. Keep a little bend in the knees and keep lifting the sitting bones up. Good. And then when you're ready, it's the left foot that's going to step up, get that ankle under the knee. And then we're just lifting the hips and dropping the head, straightening the front leg to your sweet spot. Optional if you want to lift the toes and the ball of the foot up. Good. And then we'll take that back foot halfway up. So with that short stance, and you can come on up. And then just find a high lunge for a moment with the heel up and back. So this left leg is starting to stabilize and strengthen. Hands together. And then when you're ready to shift over that left leg, we're doing those taps. A few times front and back. Great. And then try a few times out to the side of that. Yeah. Good. Last one. Damn, I just lost the last thing we did. Anyone remember? The left brains are gone. Oh yeah. Put the heel down and back. Back on track. Celeste, wins the prize. Left arm and right arm. Reach for the elbows. Nice. Now straighten the knees. Squeeze those front thighs. And we're just going down. It's a form of Parsvottanasana. Over that front left leg. Outer left hip back. There's a Grateful Dead song playing. That's probably why. And then root the legs down. When you're ready to come up, shake out the hands. Good. One last lunge. And we're just stepping up to the front. Extend. Rest for a moment. Hang. Tension pouring out of the head. Good. Do you want to roll up or hinge up? Excellent. Rest. Kick it out. Shake it out. Yeah. A long surprise Sun Salutation. Right. The next Grateful Dead yoga class with THC being diffused in the atmosphere. It's the new range. It's legal here, right? What trademark? That'll give us some laughter yoga. Oh, man. Yeah. All right, last standing pose. We'll do our eagle. So right arm under the left, reaching, if you can, hands together. And this does stretch out the upper back, so slight rounding of the upper back. And then you can either just do the skiing legs, period, or you can do right leg over with either the kickstand, squeeze, or squeeze and wrap, foot and back. Good. And then you can rest after that. Extend the arms out for a moment, broaden the chest. Good. And did that bottom muscle feel well?
Good. No, because I didn't reach, I can't reach all the way back.
No, for this one.
Oh, no.
Okay, good. Yeah, there was a time when my pecs were so tight, I can't remember why. Maybe it was after having babies and breastfeeding, that it hurt to do this. Because then compressing them more. Yeah, they were so tight, you know what I mean? So if that happens, then I would just, lightly, barely do it. But let's try the left under the right. Hands together. And then your choice. Ski legs. Left leg on top with the kickstand, squeeze, or squeeze and wrap. then when that's enough, release, then rest those limbs. Great. Then we're going to take the rolled blanket under the hip. So roll up a blanket into a cylinder. And we're going to have it under the hips so your tailbone's hanging off the edge. And then you get a nice massage on the sacrum and those SI joints on either side. Rocking the legs side to side. With the feet off the floor. Yeah. There was this blind woman that I met, I don't know if I told you a few months ago, that I thought was going to come to class. And it would have been quite interesting because, you know, she'd be relying on my verbal direction. If you find a tight spot, you could stop there for a moment. Good. And then right foot to the floor, left ankle on the right thigh, and we'll do that hip stretch, bringing the legs in. The blanket makes it a tad bit easier. Softening and resting. It is, huh? I think it's called Japa, G-A-P-A, is the name of the song. I'm forgetting the artist. Good. When you're ready to switch sides, go ahead. And you can always hold the hamstrings or the shin, whatever feels good to hold. Oh, and I found out they're not going to do the student massages in this room again. Oh, so it's just going to be for yoga and stuff, which is great. Yeah, they're actually going to use part of the old New Mexico School of Natural Therapeutics, where they used to have a student clinic there. They'll be renting from them because it's now a wellness center with some doctors. Are they going to offer classes? I think so. I'll let you know. They're just figuring that out. All right, and then after that side, just hug the knees into the chest, a little lower back release. And then with the knees hugged into the chest, how much can you straighten the knees? So knees are going to stay at the chest and then lift your feet, straightening the knees. Up to the ceiling? Yeah, or over your head. Depends on your body. And it's a nice restorative lift for the pelvic floor. And if you have, if you have a lot of flexibility, the legs will just kind of hang over your face, or they'll go up to the sky if you don't have a lot of length in the hamstrings. Doesn't matter, but it does lift the pelvic floor. Good.
So it's really all the way.
Yeah. It's like plow, but without the extreme neck flexion. Yeah. So One more thing you can do here, you know how we just rocked the legs side to side when we first came here? If you reach the arms up and kind of play with little bits of lifting the head and the arms, it gives you like a massage of the upper back on the floor. Do you feel that? I like that. So if you have a tight spot, you know, between the shoulder blades, you might try this to smush it out. Yeah. All right, resting time. You could put that blanket under the knees or under the head if you want. Do anything else you might need. And then we'll just find a place to rest. Soften with gravity. Rest the whole face. And I'll read you this short poem I haven't read in a while. One of my faves. As a bee seeks nectar from all kinds of flowers, seek teachings everywhere. Like a deer that finds a quiet place to graze, seek seclusion to digest all that you have gathered. Like a mad one beyond all limits, go where you please and live like a lion, completely free of all fear. That might look different for all of us, right? Opening to teaching, learning, experiencing, doing what you please in a way that doesn't hurt anyone else. Yeah. Let's take in a deep breath again, expanding. Slowly bend your knees and roll onto one side. You can send yourself some love, honor your body's strength and resilience, knowing it's always working on healing things. And then we can slowly come up back to sitting. Excellent. Thank you all for being here, and namaste. You're welcome. Thanks for the laughter.
Thank you, Nikki. That was fun.
Good, good. You're welcome. I don't know how you spell axolotl. A-X-O-A?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there's not a vowel in it. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's AXOLOTL. It's all O's.
Yeah. So obviously not an English word.
Yeah. I don't know if it relates to yoga, but they're awfully cute and they have limbs like we do, sort of. So
Yeah, yeah,
and they're
yeah.
fascinating creatures. Like when you read about them, there's so much about them that will just amaze you.
Okay.
They're known because they can regrow their limbs back. So
Oh,
science is very interested in them.
yeah, yeah. I feel like I did know about them a little bit when I was in middle school. I'm like,
Yes, you have I have a daughter
Curiosity,
who just
yeah.
graduated 8th grade, so yes, I know about axolotls a little bit.
yeah. And then I forgot, and you reminded me. So thank you.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, no class August 3rd.
Okay.
I am actually going to go out of town to Colorado, so no class August 3rd.
Good, have fun.
Okay.
Great.
Bye, guys.
Bye.